Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video we're going to take a look at the Galarian Corsola. This Pokemon is insanely difficult to get. I was just outside for nearly 3 hours in very cold weather to try to get this Pokemon. Hatched I think over 36x and finally got it. This was I think on the 4th batch of eggs hatched for this Pokemon that I got this Pokemon here. And yeah, I would really appreciate, especially for this video, if you want to support the channel, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to this channel. I would really appreciate it here. This took quite a long time. This was quite an effort and I'm definitely still freezing because of this one. And the awkward thing is, I will very likely have to do it again after I'm done with this video because I want to also showcase the evolution of it. As you can see already, the great bulk of this Pokemon. The Corsola for the Open Ultra League, but I need another one for that one because this one now goes above 3000 CP. So yeah, anyway, today we're going to take a look at a very strong team as well around it. I would really recommend you this team. This team was so much fun to play. And yeah, we're going to take a look today at Corsola. This Pokemon is predicted to be the #1 spot for the upcoming season. I saw some poke analysis towards that one. I will most likely make a video towards it tomorrow if everything works like it's planned, because if I get, of course, the Corsola today still, then I will try to do this tomorrow. But yeah, this Pokemon apparently is going to be the #1 spot next season. But also for this season, this Pokemon is the #3 spot currently. Also for Primeape, if you haven't seen my video earlier on, apparently the Rage Fist is not gonna get nerfed next season. It is staying the same, which I feel like is fair because people were running this move like the event was I think 3 weeks ago or something, and then they nerfed it like literally like afterwards. It's kind of silly, of course, from Niantic to even consider this one. But yeah, apparently the Rage Fist nerf is not going to happen. It's going to stay the same, and I feel like it's a better thing as well. And I hope that they're still going to nerf it next season afterwards, but just stay like keep the energy level, just do a little bit less damage. That's all that you kind of need to have it a little bit more balanced. But yeah, don't change the energy levels of this one because otherwise Annihilate is going to be completely useless. I feel like giving it a little bit less damage makes it a little bit more balanced and makes it's not like PC given a little bit of a drawback for getting a guaranteed attack boost. But yeah, still, we're gonna see here already this team is working out really well already. I did 2.5 sets and I definitely went way positive with this team, I have to say that. And you know what's crazy? We are not seeing the true form of Corsola. We are not even close to seeing the true form of Corsola. This is just a barely XL variant of this one. If you have better IVs with like a 1 HP and like then rest defense and I think it's a 115-15 is the perfect one, not too sure, don't get me wrong with that one, but I do think it's the perfect one for that one. But like the bulk of this Pokemon compared to the current bulk that we have with this Pokemon is absolutely 2 different levels. I can actually want to take a look at it real quick as well here while I'm on the side and look at poke for it, but the difference is completely different. So basically here, this Corsola is going to be still insanely overpowered, which you're gonna see here today, but you can imagine already on how the XL variant of this Pokemon is gonna look like when you have like, you have to trade basically to get this Pokemon in the XL variant. You have to trade with a low friendship level trade basically there in order to get this Pokemon for PvP. But if you get this done, this Pokemon is absolutely busted. This Pokemon is gonna completely destroy most teams. As you can see here as well, again, another very easy victory. Next opponent, we're going to see a Skarmory in the lead. This was actually the first battle that I did with this team here, so this was kind of okay. Actually, the rank 1 is the 0-15-15 for Corsola, as I'm going to see it here real quick on the side. I'm just going to compare the 15-15-15 to the 0-15-15 Corsola and see on how good it's going to be for the Open Great League meta. Because there's a huge difference in like XL and non-XL. You lose basically 4 more matchups in the one-shield scenario with the non-XL Corsola compared to the XL Corsola, and this is quite an important matchup as well. You even win with the XL variant of this Pokemon against Feraligatr, which has super effective hits against you in the one-shield scenario, which is ridiculous. This Pokemon is a must-have, like literally a must-have to get, and I'm very sorry because this Pokemon is locked behind X, and as you see with me, I went out with all paid incubators, the super incubators, for 3 hours, and I only got a 1 after like literally 3 hours. It is nearly impossible to get for you if you don't pay for the game, and that is something that I, of course, kind of want to point out here as well. This is not okay. Like, this is just really bad, to be fair. There's currently no other way. Of course, you can wait until it's eventually going to be part of an event, but there's only this way currently to get this Pokemon, and it is meta-defining for sure. So let's commentate a little bit about the battles and also on how to play the team. We're gonna see here already, we have our lead of Corsola. The main benefit of this Pokemon is the tremendous amount of bulk that this Pokemon has. But also, we have the Ghost typing in the lead, and we have the safe swap of Annihilate, running Rage Fist, allowing you to also kinda have some Ghost type coverage. And this is very important because, especially if you're gonna take note of what is good against those Fighting type Pokemon, one of those types is going to be Psychic. And as we're going to know, of course, that Ghost is super effective against Psychic type Pokemon, you have a lead that's really good against Psychic types, you have a safe swap that has coverage for the Psychic typing, and it really comes in clutch a lot of times here today, where Primeape with the move Rage Fist is completely either sweeping opponents or is able to just realign your own team, basically, which happens so often. And as you're gonna see as well, we're going to have now our Karate Chop user against the Steel and Ice type Pokemon, and we're going to have the Corsola against the Azumarill. And as we will see as well, how little damage Azumarill does against us. And again, we are not even the fully XL variant. And there is a big difference between the fully XL one and the non-XL one of, I think it's like around 10% more bulk, which is quite solid. Like, you're definitely going to win a lot more matchups through that. But as you're going to see here, a Play Rough doesn't even do half, not even close. And we are triple buffed with the moveset that we have. Nightshade, Power Gem, and Astonish is like literally all really good moves, like that thing as well. Night Slash got a huge buff here, going to 45 energy and 80 damage, which is a Drill Run clone, I think, which is a great move to have. We have, of course, the Power Gem. Power Gem got buffed this season as well. There's now a move with 85 damage and 50 energy. Just making it a little bit worse than Nightshade, especially as Nightshade is going to have the stab move, so if you ever consider what move do you go for, in every scenario where both moves are neutral, Nightshade is the better option to go for. But here, we will see the Dunsparce against our Pangoro. Let's see if we can still be able to win this battle. It's going to be a bit of a trickier one, I think, for this one. We'll have the close comment coming through. We're going to be able to knock them out. In comes the Azumarill. I can swap out, catch the move. I don't have to use a shield here. It's going to be an Ice Beam anyway. And look how little this does. Barely touches me. I am going to see here now that the opponent is going to have the Sandslash in the back. That's going to be okay for me. I can go ahead, go for Nightshade. Nightshade is going to be able to do a ton of damage. And oh, look at this. The opponent still tries their best here. I can go for another one here, forcing the final shield from the opponent most likely. Exactly, the opponent is not even going for a charge move yet either, and I can just try to use a shield here, try to swap out after this move as well, try to get the knockout against the opponent, and this works out perfectly. And with this game is over. I can just go ahead and go for a close combat. I don't even have to risk over farming by a crazy amount. This is going to allow us to get them quite low. We can go for another Night Slash. This is going to get them even lower, and as we still have a shield left, there is nothing the opponent can do here, and we can now win the battle with our Pangoro. Next opponent, we're going to have Driftbloom here, and honestly, I must say misplay this one a little bit. We have a bit of lag here as well, I think, which you're going to see there. Exactly, I went for one extra move because of the frame drop, which I didn't want to, and which completely makes it a bit more awkward for us. It actually doesn't really change too much because we still get to the move here, but like those frame drops can be very hurtful in a lot of cases, and it's just kind of sad to see that this is still the thing. And I'm having, like, I have a really good phone, that I've mainly bought because of Pokemon Go. It is not an iPhone, which I now kind of really regret because iPhones definitely have a way easier time. But yeah, that definitely makes a huge difference currently which hardware do you have, which is kind of annoying. Anyway, we're going to see here the opponent swapping out to the Gastrodon. We still have some play here at least to win the battle, hopefully, but we have to see here that we're going to be able to win against this Gastrodon first. We will see the Order Pulse coming through. I was, of course, expecting that they're going to go for a hard-hitting move. That's why I decided to go for a shield here. You see, of course, the difference here also in energy levels of our two moves, which are always like, I hate when they're basically the same energy level, because then, yeah, you cannot really bait. Of course, in this case, we're going to have not really the opportunity to bait as well with the moveset that we have here, because basically both moves are too similar, and Nightshade is usually the better one, so you usually just go for the move that is kind of like nicer for you, but still kind of nice to get to, for example, Nightshade 2 times after just 9 fast moves, instead of like, for example, 10 fast moves for 2 times like the Power Gem is having it there. So yeah, I really like the pacing of this Pokemon. I like the moves that this Pokemon has. It's of course triple buffed. Here side we barely lose, but I feel like it was kind of also a bit of a mistake by us. And to be fair, rock type coverage is what I wanted to say, is really cool as well in the current meta. There are a lot of Pokemon that are really weak to it, and after rock slide being nerfed, Power Gem is definitely the best kind of rock type charge move in the game, and this definitely helps out quite a bit. And as we will see here, the opponent has a Goodra against us. We can try to go for a Rage Fist here with our Primeape. Apparently we were one turn too late for this one, but as you're gonna see, we can go for the full fountain at least. We have a ton of energy. I can go for the Rage Fist again. And now I thought after this one, do I go for the Close Combat? Close Combat definitely gonna do more damage against the opponent here compared to the Rage Fist, but I decided to still stay with the more standard move here of going for the Rage Fist. Sadly, the opponent does let the move go through. A Close Combat would have very likely been enough to knock them out, even though it's resisted. But we're gonna be able to now go ahead and go into our Pangoro against the opponent's Digger Spear. I tried my best to go for the Night Slash first here, to try to bait the opponent into thinking this is going to be a Close Combat, and it's gonna work out very, very nicely for us. The opponent is going to decide to go for a charge move. When I decide to use a shield here, it's gonna be the Scorching Sands, which is great. And what we will see as well is I go up to 2 Close Combats and I go for the Night Slash. Why do I do this? Because I expect the opponent to use a shield here, fearing the Close Combat, and they most likely go for a charge move here, trying to CMP die on it, so they knock me out with a debuff from the defense debuff after a Close Combat. But it doesn't work out for them, because we went for the other move, we actually got the boost as well, so never punished there as well, and we're going to be able to go for the Night Slash here to knock out the opponent's Charger Bug to win us this battle. And we can move on to the next opponent, Corsola against a Talonflame. We have a rock type coverage against the opponent's Pokemon, and as we will see here, our Corsola is just like, it's such a good Pokemon, it's just so hilarious. We could have went for the big move there as well, but I rather decided to go for the Nightshade, getting the shield from the opponent, but now we're going to be able to let the move go through as well, to see that the opponent decides to go for a Fly. We can still survive it, and again, I would have been able to even survive it easier if I had just the XL Candies on me, but still, this Pokemon is so good. We have the Morpeko against us. Their best play is just to go for the Psychic Fangs to drop my defense, but they decided to go for the Aura Wheel, which I gladly take. This is going to make this way easier for me because they're also never going to get to another move here. And so we have a ton of energy on our Primeape, and what we can do is we can go for 2 more fast moves, go for the Rage Fist. We are 1 over Rages, so that means like over 2 Rages basically, which means we can just spam them if they want to use a shield, which they do, which is going to be basically game over for them because we had +3 here, I think, at this point or something like this. And they have a Chestnut in the back, and trust me, Chestnut will not be able to take this hit here for sure, and we can now move on to the next opponent. Actually, quite a lovely lead here for us. We have a bit of lag, which is a bit annoying. But yeah, let's see here. We're gonna have Pangoro against the opponent's Drapion. Drapion can be a bit of a tricky one, as our lead is gonna do resisted damage, is gonna take super effective damage, and our backline is squishy. It's just very, very squishy. Drapion, very strong Pokemon currently, to the point where, of course, Mud Slappers are a decent answer to it, but you still have Awkward Tail on it. It is nearly impossible to really punish this Pokemon. That's the thing as well. Awkward Tail is so great on this thing because you have the only weakness to Ground, and Ground is, of course, usually weak to the water moves. The cool thing here, though, as well for this Pokemon is that Drapion will have access to Ice Fang, which is going to be buffed next season, and so you could really use it as a trap for basically any kind of Ground-type Pokemon, doing super effective damage with a fast and charge move, while of course taking super effective damage, but a lot of times Drapion can just win those matchups. And I'm actually really curious if Ice Fang Drapion going to have some play for the upcoming season. But as you can see here, we're going to have to be a bit more creative against the opponent's Greninja. I should be easily able to take a Night Slash here. And I'm fairly certain if I am the XL variant, I would be even able to take 2 of them here. We have some more lag there. You see it there as well the entire time. Lag was quite bad today. But as we will see here, Power Gem is coming through. We will see that the Pangoro can take the hit from the opponent as well, which is going to be great. We can try to go for the full farm down. They swap out sadly into the Drapion, and they still survive with a few HP. I feel like with a little bit less frame drops, we had a chance here, but still a good game to the opponent. We can move on to the final battle of today. Yeah, we're going to have an interesting lead here. We're going to see the opponent having the Dugong, but also we're going to see the opponent going for the Azumarill. And I make a bit of a mistake here. I kind of underestimated the Azumarill, and I also stopped counting the moves from the opponent because I was doing already the background for this video at the same time. So yeah, trying to multitask is not my biggest strength in life. I sure just went straight for the Rage Fist here. This would have allowed me to get a guaranteed shield advantage, but not only this, I would have been able to also get a ton of energy on my Corsola. But no, we decided to completely screw up anyway here, as the opponent is still going to be able to go for another Ice Beam, and we are, yeah, now at a point where Rage Fist is going to be nice, but we have 100 energy with next to no health left, and this was really, really bad for me. So if we're gonna lose this battle, which I don't know at this point, I completely forgot the ending of this battle, we are definitely gonna, yeah, be only going to go down because of myself there, because of my own decisions. Here we see the opponent going into the Charger Bug. They swap out into the Dugong, can swap out into my own Pangoro, which is kind of nice. But it's going to be a close battle here. Let's see on how this is going to go. They decide to go for the Icy, or they go for the Dual Run. That's going to be even a bit better for me, most likely, as I could have went for a double close combat, but what I decided to go for, let's go for the Night Slash. And the opponent calls the bait here, which is really annoying, and they go for another fast move, which is even more annoying, because now, like, they can still go for the charge move here. If I went for one extra fast move against them, I would have been able to knock them out just with a Night Slash. And so now it's down to Corsola. It's down to Corsola, it's down to the matchup against Charjabug, and it's down to, I would imagine, Power Gem here, right? Yeah, Power Gem is coming through, a super effective hit, strong move for sure. Is going to be able to connect as well, doing a ton of damage, allowing us to put them into farmland range and look at Corsola. This Pokemon is amazing. You are amazing for watching this entire video. Thanks so much for watching this one. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. If you did, feel free to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you then. Bye bye.